Hi, my name is John. My trail name on the Appalachian Trail is OSAT, O-S-A-T, which stands for One Step at a Time. So let me tell you a little story about my Appalachian Trail journey. I started training for backpacking and hiking the Appalachian Trail 2.5 years ago, actually. I was doing all kinds of exercise, climbing stairs, walking with different backpacks, different weights, and I was going to start the trail in March of 2020. And what happened was COVID. So COVID-19 hit, and Appalachian Trail Conservancy recommended that nobody hike in 2020. So that came out a week before I was leaving in March. I decided to delay my hike for 1 year. Fast forward to March of 2021. Everything was a go. I actually flew down to Atlanta, hitched a shuttle up to Amicalola Falls State Park. I arrived there late in the afternoon on a Sunday, about 3 o'clock, 3:30, and proceeded to weigh my backpack, which weighed 34 pounds, which I think I can cut out about 2 or 3 more pounds out of that. And I started on the approach trail. So I did hike for 4 full days. And then on the 4th day, something told me that I needed to come home. There's something in my brain said, you need to stop and go home. I thought it was family. After I thought about it for a while, I said, it's probably not right to leave home, leave all those responsibilities on my wife, and be gone for 5 to 6 months. So that's what I justified as the reason why I came home. I caught a shuttle back to Atlanta and got on a plane, Southwest Airlines, which was a one-stop flight. You had to stop in Midway, Chicago, change flights, and then proceed back to Detroit. So I made my flight in Atlanta, but there was bad weather and the flight was delayed an hour and a half. We sat on the tarmac while the pilots had to get clearance on another flight plan. So we finally took off, climbed over the weather, landed in Midway. Well, we were an hour and a half late. My connection was an hour and 40 minutes. So I had 10 minutes to walk all the way down one concourse, go to another concourse, walk all the way down to the end of that concourse, and get on the plane. As I was walking in the airport at Midway, I felt a tightness across my chest, right across the top part of my chest. And I got to think, I said, that feels weird. I don't know what the heck's going on, but I need to catch this flight. So as I'm walking, I hear my name and several other names announced on the PA system saying that they were about to close the doors and all passengers needed to be on board. So now I've got this tightness in my chest. I'm walking as fast as I can. I'm taking all the fast ramps that you can get on, the moving ramps. And I finally got to my gate. The door was still open. So I walked down and got on the plane, found a seat, and sat next to a guy, very, very nice young man, and we proceeded to have some nice conversations on the way to Detroit. So on the way to Detroit, the tightness in my chest that was across the top went away. And so I just thought to myself, that's kind of weird. So I got home, and for the next 2 months, all of April and all of May, I once again Did all kinds of backpacking with my pack, walked, exercised every day on my Bowflex Max machine at home, and twice during that time I hiked the Appalachian Trail, which is 18 miles long with an overnight, and you can see those videos on my YouTube channel. It's a very nice hike, by the way. So exactly 2 months after that first tightness in my chest, it happened again. This was basically the end of May. So once again, across the top of my chest, it felt super tight. Just weird feeling. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to stop doing all this exercise for just a little bit. So I did. 1 week after that, again it happened. I got the tightness across my chest, and actually I could feel some weird pains going down my left arm, which I know is a sign of a heart attack. That's a bad sign. If you get that, please go to the hospital. In fact, this video is aimed for anybody who feels that tightness happen across their chest. Listen to the rest of my story and then take action on it immediately. So that third time that it happened, my heart rate went down. I have a Fitbit Blaze watch, which keeps track of your steps and your heart rate and all that. And my heart rate went down to 44 beats a minute. Normally it's 65. So now I'm thinking that doesn't seem right. So I called my doctor, got in right away. They did an EKG. It was normal. But they said, you need to have a cardiac stress test, which is a nuclear stress test. So I said, okay, let's do it. So a week later, I went in and had that cardiac stress test. It was abnormal. Now my wife works for a cardiologist, thankfully. So I got into the cardiology office right away, that same day of the stress test. And the cardiologist told me, we have two choices. We can do I guess it's a CAT scan or something, or we could do a heart cath, C-A-T-H, cath. And he said, I recommend we do the heart cath, because if the other thing shows that you have a problem, you're going to have a heart cath anyways. I said, okay, let's do the heart cath. So that was scheduled for June 9th, 2021. So on June 9th, at 5 o'clock in the morning, got up, got dressed, went into the hospital, and the cardiologist was there. He did the heart cath, and when I woke up, you're supposed to be awake the whole time, but I think I was so relaxed that I kind of dozed off. My cardiologist told me, you need to have a quadruple bypass tomorrow morning. Now this was June 9th. So I'm like in shock. My wife is in shock. Nobody can believe what's going on. So he told me that I had 4 blockages. At least one of those blockages had developed the capillary action where it bypasses the artery on the heart. And he said that's probably what saved you, is that all the exercise you were doing made your heart more in shape and developed those little bypasses on their own. So the next day on June 10th, I stayed overnight at the hospital. June 9th, I was prepped and I went in and had a quadruple bypass where they split open your chest. It's split open. They take your heart out and they do all the things. They used 2 arteries of mine and a vein in my leg. And they did this quadruple bypass. In addition, they also found a blood clot in a 5th artery around my heart, and they sucked that out, cleared that. So anyways, I woke up in ICU with a tube down my throat, and I was intubated, and they pulled that tube out once I woke up, and then I was in ICU for 3 days, and then they transferred me to CPCU for another 4 days. So that was a I guess it was a Thursday through Wednesday. So Wednesday the next week I was sent home. So all summer I have been recuperating. They told me that in 3 months you'd be back to normal. Not totally true. In 3 months you can pretty much do the things you did before, but you still feel the crack. It's all wired together and it's pretty much healed up. I guess everybody says it's probably going to take a year for all that to completely heal. And I still, when I bend over, I can feel something at the bottom of my chest, like right in here. That's the bottom of where they cracked it open. But anyways, I feel good, and the reason why I have not made any videos per se since the Appalachian Trail videos, other than the Potawatomi Trail, but I haven't made any videos really since June, and this is why. I wanted to wait for the right time when I felt like I could actually share with you what happened and not break down, because basically your life passes before you. When you're being wheeled into the operating room, it's pretty scary. And if you can look up what they do on open heart surgery, it's pretty invasive. So the bottom line here is I really want to stress to all of you out there, if you feel any kind of a tightness across the top part of your chest, or you feel any kind of a weird pain that goes down your arm, get yourself either to a hospital, to a doctor, or to a cardiologist and get it checked out. And the final thing I will tell you is that if you have high cholesterol, go on statins, go on the pill that helps to bring that cholesterol down, because I had kind of high cholesterol. It was over 200, and I fought that pill for a long time. I did not want to take it. I'm on it now. So if your cholesterol is over 200, consider going on some sort of statin. They have 4 or 5 different kinds now, and they do not cost very much money. It might save your life. Finally, I want to thank all my subscribers. I really appreciate all of you hanging in there with me, and I wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving and a wonderful Christmas. Spend it with your family. Enjoy life. Thank you. Have a great day.